Yeah, I'll just get my camera on. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Wednesday night quiz. It's great to see everybody logging on as I speak. First off, we've got Michelle's just joined us from Crick, so lovely to see Michelle and Charlie tonight. Are you on your own, or have you got the help of your younger one with you? I don't know, you'll have to let me know. And Michelle, it was complete blind guessing that last round last night. 4 in a row, which you'll be pleased to know. But never mind. Evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. Looking forward to doing a good Wednesday night quiz tonight to keep you all on your toes. Martin's just signed in. Martin and Tina from Dunchurch. Lovely to see you, Martin. Hope all is well with you and Tina and keeping well. Ian Miller's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. I hope all is well with you and the family. Yes, me and Lydia, my daughter, she's just arrived and is now typing away on her computer to make sure she can understand my drivel and just point out if I've made any mistakes on the way. So Mike's saying yes, 2 of us so far. Good evening, Carol. Carol's just joined us. Carol Jackson, that's the Home Alone team from Crick. I presume there are 6 of you tonight, are there, Carol? I'll be interested to know, see how many of you. So already we've got 2 teams taking part from Crick. That's Michelle, just down the road from Carol. Big rivals, of course, to see who does well tonight. Right, Vanessa's just joined us. Vanessa's from Burton-on-Trent. Lovely to see you, Vanessa. Let's see how you fare tonight. I'm sure slowly but surely you'll be getting used to this and your scores should start rocketing up, I'm sure. Jackie Skip's just signed in. Lovely to see you, Jackie. Hope all is well with you and the family. And Faye's just joined us. Good evening, Faye. Hope all is well with you. Right, tonight we have 6 rounds, as is normal. We start with the first round entitled Wednesday the 22nd. Wednesday the 22nd, which is pretty straightforward. Right, other people just joining us. We have Sarah's just joined us. Sarah and Russ and the gang from Worcester. So how are you all tonight, Sarah? I trust you're all well and beginning to come out of lockdown somewhat, are we? I don't know. Be interested in it. Online and gathering ourselves together. So they're going to be a team of 4 again tonight, Sarah. The usual suspects. See how we can fare from Worcester. You were really in the running. Was it 2 weeks ago when you nearly won? But sadly, unfortunately, you blew it on the last round. But never mind. Let's see how we go. Right. Yes, we've got Carol says yes. Me, Glyn, Hillary, Roy, Daisy, and Alan. What a team that is. So you're not watching the football tonight, then, Roy? Have you got one eye on the telly as well? I think Liverpool tonight, isn't it? Very important game for Manchester, if nothing else. Let's see whether Liverpool can beat Chelsea. It's about time. Right, Sarah's saying yes, the usual suspect. So Sarah's got 4 of us. Ian Miller says Barry Island. What's Barry Island got to do anything? Well, you're not on Barry Island, are you, Ian? But never mind. Yes, what a lovely day, says John Potter, and it was a lovely day today. The sun was out. Even more importantly, I managed to get somehow, or more by luck than judgment, we've managed to get the trusty pressure washer at our brewery going after some scary moments when it just wouldn't work. It hasn't been working for the last 6 months, and then suddenly it starts working out of the blue. So I'm very pleased to say, and I managed to get that fixed somehow. Right. Jackie's just saying hello to Faye. Hello, Faye. Hello, Jackie, Faye. Helen and Steve Valentine have just joined us. Good evening to see you too. Hope all is well with you and the families. Oh, no, read other lines first. Sorry, where have we got to? Oh, it's a bit tricky to keep up here, to be quite honest. I have to try and focus on the screen, you know what it's like. Not that it really matters, but what the hell. Right, we've got 25 teams now signed on and joining us tonight. As I'd mentioned, round number 1 tonight, as is the previous Wednesdays, we start off with, it's entitled Wednesday the 22nd. I'll give you the first 10 letters and or numbers of the first 10 answers, and they spell out Wednesday the 22nd. Round number 2 is an initial letter link, not too different. Basically, question number 10 asks you to take the first letters of the first 9 answers, rearrange them to spell out the answer to question number 10. Round number 3, all the answers start with the same 2 letters, and that's the letter R and the letter A. So R-A, as in rambutan fruit, for instance, or something like that. Right, Pick a Mix have just joined this evening. Pick a Mix, hope all is well with you and the family, and you are keeping well and raring to go. Round number 4 tonight is a rhyming round where the last syllable of each answer is rhyme with each other, basically. So all the answer, the last syllables rhyme with every other answer. So Mick and Bev have just joined us, also from Dunchurch. Nice to see you, Mick and Bev. Why do you call it Dunchurch? Shakespeare Gardens? I don't know. Anyway, Shakespeare Gardens in Rugby. So, well, it's not Bilton, is it? Mick, is it Bilton or is it Dunchurch? I don't know. Whatever. Okay, maybe it's Bilton. Maybe it's just me. I'm going mad. But lovely to see Mick and Bev online, and hope all is well with you too. And things are okay. And we've just had Matthew Blood, PRS, are signing in, so there's a good strong team. PRS basically last week just blew it on they did very well on Sunday, but they just blew it, I think, on the last round last week, ending up with 58 points. Right, Andrew Lewis and Jane have just joined us from Yelvertoft. We cycled through Yelvertoft the other night, first time back on the bike this week, so we were my arm's hurting still, but never mind. But we're taking it a bit steadier now, not rattling along too fast, if you know. But never mind. Right, scores last week. We had some interesting scores, and this is, of course, last Wednesday, not last Sunday. Last Wednesday, we had Split the Difference, managed a remarkable score of 62 points. Quizzy Rascals closely followed them on 61. We had the Famous Five on 60 points. And then we had two teams, Jill Pugh and the Pews and Ian, Harry and Judy, all on 59 points. And that left PRS and Home Alone both on 58 points. So there are only 4 points separating the top 7 teams, which is very good. Yeah, Matthew, the power generation is going very well today, thank you. About 38 kilowatts today, I think, so bit up on the previous day or two, but never mind. It's making me money slowly but surely. Nicky Bowers, Gordon Bennett. Is it Wednesday already? Hello. Yes, hello, Nicky. It is Wednesday already, but never mind. Yes, it's a bit like that when I'm trying to eat it. Oh, Mick Roberts is agreeing with you, Andy. He's saying it's built. Now, I would have called it Dunches, but okay, built. I know nothing. Last round tonight, by the way, is just a general tricky trivia round where we've got 10 general knowledge questions, which are just a bit of tricky trivia to keep you going. Right, we've got 32 teams signed on now with another 5-7 minutes to go before we can start the quiz. So let's just see how we're going. I thought overslide. It's a tricky one. Which road does he live in? Tennyson. He lives on Tennyson. Now, Tennyson is on the Shakespeare. Well, is he on Shakespeare Gardens? Tennyson doesn't sound very Shakespeare to me, but never mind. I suppose it depends. Yeah. Anyway, what's Ian on? Ian just reminded me, beer is Timothy Taylor's night. Very nice. I had a pint of Timothy Taylor's the other night out at the Head of Steam on our way round to wherever we were going. Well, just after we've been through Yelvertoft, actually, so we thought we'd just stop in the Head of Steam and test their one-way system through their pub, which was a bit stupid, really, because it's easier to go out the front door and not bother anybody than go all the way and follow the one-way system and keep bumping into everybody that we're supposed to be staying clear of. So it's all a bit stupid, but never mind. Right, evening Chilly Willie's just joined us. Good evening, Chilly Willie. Just me tonight, he says. Well, where's Joe and where's Sif? Are they joining us tonight, or have you managed to join Sif for any quizzes, or is he still doing them on his own? I don't know. We'll have to see. But nice to see you, Chilly Willie, joining us. Right, I'll just run through the rounds again quickly for everybody. We have, starting with first round, Rich and Jen have just joined us. Good evening, Richard and Jennifer. Nice to see you. I hope all is well with you and the family. Right, round one tonight even is Wednesday the 22nd. That's round number 1. Round number 2 is an initial letter link. Round number 3, all the answers start with the letters RA. Round number 4, rhyming last syllables. Rhyming last syllables. Round number 5 is a D and C round. 2-word answers starting with the letters D and C. And finally, just a general tricky trivia round. So, Harry, Julian, Ian have joined us. Good evening to you, and hope the gang is all well and ready to do battle. Robin's just correcting me. Shakespeare Garden roads are all named after poets. Well, that's fair enough. Yes, I suppose they were really, when I think about it, but never mind. Does that put it in Bilton, although does it put it near a Dunchurch? I don't know. Or Overslide, as somebody else has pointed out. That's definitely not Overslide. That's it. Oh dear. Right, now I've got 35 of us, 35 teams joining us so far tonight, ready to do battle. There's some tricky questions in here tonight, so I'm just hoping that you're all on your mettle, and we'll see how you all fare in a little while, but never mind. Now, what is everybody drinking tonight? I've already had somebody saying there on Ian's telling me he's on Timothy Taylor's. I'm on my very own Atomic Strike in a rugby beer festival glass from 2005. Dear God, that's one name. Oh no, that's not. That's a Cambridge Beer Festival glass from 2005. Beg your pardon, but never mind. My wife is on some Brewdog something. Brother, which one are you on? What's it called? Dead Pony. What strength's that? Yeah, the wife's on some. How much? No, only 3.8. So should stay sober tonight if we're lucky. Robbie, yes, nice one, Rob, to see that one. Here we go. Quizzy Rascals have just joined us. So excellent. The Quizzy Rascal, Van Barnes has just joined us from the Quizzy Rascals. Now, as I recall, they were in second place on 61 points last week after storming last round. Saw them see off quite a few of the other teams. So Quizzy Rascals are always a good team to be up against. What's Matthew on? Matthew's just saying he's on Windmill Porter. Mick Roberts is on strike. I'm on strike as well, Mick. We've just had the Giffords joining us. So good evening to Jane and Graham Gifford from Cambridge. I'm just pointing out I'm drinking from my Cambridge Beer Festival 2005 beer glass, which amazingly is still in one piece. I don't quite know why it's got pictures of firemen on one side, but it has. But never mind, you might be able to like me. Black cherry and raspberry Rubicon. Sounds excellent. That does. What's black cherry and raspberry Rubicon? What's that? A beer, or is it a gin or a whiskey or what? Mickey's just saying hello, Jim. Right, just a couple of minutes to go, and then we'll get going. We've now got 43 teams signed in. So that's Snooty Superior Sif. Tempranillo. Oh, very good, Robin. Very good. Tempranillo. Excellent. Oh, that's fair enough. Thankfully, with the pubs opening up a bit now, we can actually get out and do a little bit of drinking. When's the town and county opening, Robin? Have you heard? Do you know? Are you on the committee? I don't know. I'd be interested to know. I know it's not easy for some places to get opened up, should we say effectively or correctly, but it seems to be going steadily and slowly, but more people are getting a little bit of confidence to go out, but still not a lot, but never mind. Graham Gifford's just saying, hello, Jim. So, hello, Jim. Hope all is well with you. Right, 44 followers. We now have just 2 minutes before kickoff, and then we'll start and see how we are faring tonight. Right, Andrew Lewis is just telling me he's an IPA from Sorry Brewing in Tallinn. Blimey. Well, that's an interesting one. I bet you haven't got much of that, have you, Andrew? I expect you've only got a can or a bottle. Facebook says that it's this Friday for members only. Oh, excellent. So there we have it. So they are opening back up. Well, fair play to you. I hope it goes well for them. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be, nowhere's been packed as yet, if you know what I mean. Well, that first night was a bit manic, but other than that, I think it's settled down to a steady stream of people going out now. Obviously, mixing back with the rest of society. So we're seeing Quizzy Rascals here. Yes, evening, Paula. So we've got Quizzy Rascals from Paula and the Quizzy Rascals from, we've got two Quizzy Rascals, but never mind. Andrew Lewis, just the one, he says. Oh, I thought you'd only have one bottle of that. Says you wouldn't bring an awful lot back from Tallinn, would you, I suppose? But never mind. Not that I mean the beer's bad, it's just the hauling it all back that's a pain in the what's it, isn't it? Right, 48 teams are now signed on. 49, he says now. It's going steadily, but with a minute to go, I will quickly repeat the rounds just in case anybody's wondering. Round number 1 basically spells out the word Wednesday, the 22nd. So there are 13 possible answers, or 13 answers that you need. Round number 2 is an initial letter link. Round number 3, all the answers start with the letters R-A. Round number 4 is a rhyming last syllable. So you take the last syllable of each answer, it will rhyme with all the others, well, apparently. Round number 5, 2-word answers starting D and C. D and C. And finally, a general tricky trivia round just to keep you on your toes. So there are a possible 63 points up for grabs tonight. Let's see how we fare. So say we had a team on 62 last week, only dropped one all night. 61, 60, 59, 59, 58. So basically any teams that are getting in the 50s are doing very well indeed, because there's some stiff competition with 52 teams, most of which have got numerous players in the teams. So the famous 5 have just signed in, and they were 3rd last week in 60 points. Let's see how well they can fare tonight. Right, let's get going with this quiz. We're a minute overdue, so let me just quickly get it. Don't want to do that. I want to do that. Squeeze up the screen a bit so I can see what I'm doing. Get rid of the tabs. Auto hide, show tabs. Auto hide. I didn't want to do that. You'd think I know how this works, wouldn't you? Never mind. Show tabs and commands. No, show tabs. Right, here we go then. Starting with the letter W. Wooly Chewbacca has just joined us. Good evening, Wooly Chewbacca. Hope all is well with you. And Chris Meads is just telling me he's drinking Williams Brothers Elderflower Park IPA. Right, we are ready. Eyes down, looking at question number 1. Falling on the 7th Sunday after Easter. What is the alternative name for the Christian festival of Pentecost? So falling on the 7th Sunday after Easter, what is the alternative name for the Christian festival known as Pentecost? Starts with the letter W. Don't think too hard, nice and straightforward. Better just check my batteries on the thing. Oh. Mike Yates. Hi, John. Got Steve and Tim tonight. Does that mean there's 4 of you in the team tonight then, Matt? Right then. Question number 2, starting with the letter E, remember, E. Played by Laura Carmichael. What was the first name of Lady Crawley, the second daughter of the Lord and Lady Grantham in the TV series Downton Abbey? So played by Laura Carmichael, been on the television recently in a different series. What was the first name of Lady Crawley, the second daughter to Lord and Lady Grantham in the TV series Downton Abbey? Remember, that's got to start with an E, so even if you don't know, you can have a guess. It's got to sound ladylike, I suppose, isn't it? Oh, right, just top the beer up while you're getting that one right. I suppose it is, isn't it? Question number 3. Born David Patrick Giffen, and now aged 75, who labelled himself the Hairy Cornflake on BBC Radio 1. So born David Patrick Griffin even, and now aged 75, who was labelled himself the Hairy Cornflake on BBC Radio 1. The Hairy Cornflake indeed. Never mind. Question number 4 starts with the letter N. What is a Swiss transnational food and drink company headquartered in Switzerland? It's the largest food company in the world, measured by revenues. So what is a Swiss transnational food and drink company headquartered in Switzerland? It's the largest food company in the world, measured by revenues. Don't forget, if you're shopping at Asda from Friday, it's face masks or no admission. Fair play. Should be similar in all shops, you're right. Not the same in the pub, though. You can come in the pub and drink beer without worrying about a face mask. Doesn't make any sense, really, but there you go. Question number 5 starts with the letter E, and it's a 2-word answer. Let's see whether your memory is good with this one. Which supertanker struck Bligh Reef in Prince William Sound on May the 24th, 1989, causing one of the world's largest ever oil spills? So question 5 again, a 2-word answer starting with the letter E. Which supertanker struck Bligh Reef in Prince William Sound on May the 24th, 1989, causing one of the world's largest ever oil spills? You're right, Ian. Too little, too late. Why bother now? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Nobody's used a face mask going to the supermarket for the last 3 months. And you might have trouble drinking beer with a mask on, you're right. Question number 6. This was straight off the chase tonight, but slightly altered. Also known as pre-Lenten season, Shrovetide is the Christian period of preparation before the beginning of the season of Lent. But on what day of the week does it begin? Well, as it's got to start with the letter S, you've only got a choice of 2. So, also known as the pre-Lenten season, Shrovetide is the Christian period of preparation for the beginning of the season of Lent. But on what day of the week does it begin? Now, is that going to be a blind guess, or do you really know? I didn't know until I looked it up, but never mind. Well, it's been a lovely day, nice and warm. And garden's looking beautiful. My wife's been working hard. We've got some nice tomatoes coming on at the moment. They're a bit green, obviously, but never mind. I'm sure they'll be red soon. So question number 7. With the release of Israelites, who at the age of 27 became the first Jamaican artist to score a hit in the United States? So with the release of Israelites, who at the age of 27 became the first Jamaican artist to score a hit in the United States? Question number 8. It's a 2-word answer I'm after for the full point, but I will give you half a point if you can only get half of his name. So question 8. Who was a Swedish astronomer, physicist and mathematician? He had founded the Uppsala Astronomical Observatory in 1741, and in 1742 proposed the temperature scale, which now bears his name. Most of you should know the temperature scale. Do you know his first name for an extra half point? So who was a Swedish astronomer, physicist and mathematician? He founded the Uppsala Astronomical Observatory in 1741, and in 1742 proposed the temperature scale, which now bears his name. Again, number 9's a 2-word answer. I'm sure you'll all be able to get this one. Anybody's a smart ass, they can give me all 3 names, but never mind. Achieving a major milestone in the space race, which Soviet cosmonaut in 1961 became the first person to travel into space. So achieving a major milestone in the space race, which Soviet cosmonaut in 1961 became the first person to travel in space. And remember, that's got to start with the letter Y, so it's not too tricky. Question number 10, a little bit of maths for you, something to work out. In the world of mathematics and also the 9th prime number, What number is the square root of 529? Remember, it's got to start with the number 2. So in the world of mathematics and also the 9th prime number, what number is the square root of 529? Did it? I don't know. Question number 11, also starting with the number 2. Known as a Sidonic month, or more commonly a lunar month, how many full days are there between successive new moons? So question 11, and again, known as a Sidonic month, or more commonly a lunar month, how many full days are there between successive new moons? So the last 2 answers have both got to start with the number 2. Evening, Alex, by the way. I didn't notice you'd sneaked in there, but never mind. I don't quite know what you mean, the second question repeated, but never mind. Right, number 12. This is a 2-word answer for everybody. Which unit of the American Army, responsible primarily for homeland defense, takes its history back to 1636? It's a 2-word answer. You've all heard of it. Begins with the letter N. N for November. So which unit of the American Army, responsible primarily for homeland defense, traces its history back to 1636? It's a 2-word answer, not too tricky. And finally, question number 13, starting with the letter D. More than anyone else, which famous singer had 41 albums reach the top 10 on the US country albums chart? So 13 again. More than anyone else, which famous singer has had 41 albums reach the top 10 on the US country albums chart? That's a 2-word answer as well, just to help you. Right, we're happy with that lot. A few tricky ones in there to start you off. We'll see how you've fared. Right, 13 possible answers. I should spell out the word Wednesday, the words Wednesday 22nd. Something like that. Right, do feel free to go and top your glasses up if you've quickly got through the first point, as I have. And we'll do some marking. Have we got answers, Ange, for all of them? Right then. In which case, we'll do some marking. I trust nobody really needs any more time, do they? Worked out your maths one and whatever else. Right, let's do some marking. Falling on the 7th day, Sunday after Easter, it was Whitsunnight, a Whitsun. Number 2, it was Lady Edith Crawley, the number 2 in the family. Edith, I was after. Number 3, it was Dave Lee Travis, who was born David Patrick Griffin. Number 4, that company I was after was Nestle, of course. Number 5, the oil tanker. That was a bit tricky. A 2-word answer. It was called the Exxon Valdez. The Exxon Valdez. Number 6, of course, Shrovetide starts on Sunday, the week before. Oh no, it's the same week, of course. Number 7, the age of 27, it was Desmond Dekker. Number 8, I was after Andre Celsius. Andre Celsius. So well done if you got both those. I'll give you half a point if you only got Celsius. That's fine. Number 9 was Yuri Gagarin. Number 10, of course, square root of 529 is 23. Known as a sardonic month or a lunar month. How many days are there between successive full new moons? That was 29 days. 29 days. Number 12 was better known as the National Guard, primarily there for Homeland Security. And finally, number 13, more than anyone else, the famous singer, of course, was Dolly Parton. Who had 41 albums, reached the top 10. Right then, well done everybody. Let's see how many of you have got a full points on that round. We're starting off, I'm sure, the full point rounds there. So let's see your answers if you want to just whack some things in. Anders. What did I write it down? Andres. Well, I've got Andres, which is spelt differently than both of those, but never mind. Anders, not Andre. It's Andres. Right, we have enough of that. We have fantastic scores in so far. Michelle's on 10.5. We're Harry Julian in on 10. PRS on a fantastic 13 points. Well played them. Grant Gifford's on 12. We've got Famous 5 on 11.5. Andrew Lewis is on 11. Gareth Williams, Gazan Bean on 8 points. We've got Martin Davis on 9.5. Nicky Bowers is on 11.5. I've lost you all. Andrew Lewis is on 11. Sorry. Nicky Bowers on 11.5. We've got Woody Chewbacca on 11. We've got Sarah Deschamps on 11.5. Vanessa's on 9. Mick Roberts is on 11.5. Rich and Jenna on 11. Roger Griffiths on 9.5. Chili Willie, very good score there. Chili on 12. Ian Miller's on 11. Home Alone 6 are on 11. Jackie Skip and the gang, they're on 9.5 points. Helen and Steve Valentine on 12.5 points. We've got Pick and Mix on 11.5. Mike Yates is on 9. Alex is on 10.5. Russ says it's Anders Celsius, not Andre. I did try and say Andres, but it's not spelled as I've got it. But never mind, I'll take your word for it. Anders Celsius, that's fine. Paula Lewis, Quizzy Rascals on fantastic 13 points. Yeah, I think we've gone through this one. Right. Yeah, I spelled his name wrong. Never mind. Yeah, my dyslexia. I put Andres instead of Anders. Anders. The E and the R wrong around. Never mind. Well done to all those that spotted. I was waiting for somebody to spot it. We've got a few. Oh, and split the difference on 12 points. So at the, which gives us 12. Excellent. Yes, it is Anders. Don't worry. It's me, my dyslexia. I just wrote it down the wrong way around. I put Andres instead of Anders. But never mind. Here we go. Then we've got split the difference on 12. Quizzy Raffles on 13. And at the moment, we've got PRS on 13 points. So it's all to play for. Round number 2 tonight is entitled An Initial Letter Link, where I ask you 9 generalised questions even, followed by a question which links the lot. So question number 1, listen carefully, eyes down, look in. The title of which a 1995 spy film, the 17th in the James Bond series and the first to star Pierce Brosnan, is also the name of a species of duck. Yes, you heard it right, duck. So, number 1 again, the title of which 1995 spy film, the 17th in the James Bond series, and the first to star Pierce Brosnan, is also the name of a species of duck. Question number 2, which William Shakespeare play, also his longest, contains the famous line, "To be or not to be"? That is the question. So which William Shakespeare play, also his longest, contains the famous line, "To be or not to be"? That is the question. Oh my goodness. The fridge just made a funny noise. Question number 3. Regarded as the patron and protectress of various cities across Greece, who was the Greek goddess of wisdom? There's a bit of a clue in there. Regarded as the patron and protectress of various cities across Greece, who was the Greek goddess of wisdom? Question number 4. This was an interesting one. In the summer of 2007, which song was at #1 in the UK singles charts during a spell of bad weather, prompting the Sun to run a campaign to encourage readers to download songs with a sunnier theme? Amazing. That's typical Sun, isn't it? So, in the summer of 2007, which song was at #1 in the UK singles charts during a bad spell of weather, prompting the Sun to run a campaign to encourage readers to download songs with a sunnier theme? You ever heard of anything quite so daft in all your life? What's that? It was a good song, very good song. It was #1 for a long time, wasn't it? Question number 5. How many South American countries' names start with a vowel? So how many South American countries' names start with a vowel? That is question number 5. It's amazing what silly facts you can get if you look hard enough on Wikipedia, but this is one I found earlier. Question number 6. Born at the Bedrock Orthopedic Hospital on February the 22nd, 10,000 BC, what is the name of Fred and Wilma Flintstone's daughter? That's ridiculous, isn't it? So, born at the Bedrock Orthopedic Hospital on February the 22nd, 10,000 BC, what is the name of Fred and Wilma Flintstone's daughter? Daft question. I'll just change the word around here. First line. Question number 7. Kevin Spacey plays the main character in which Oscar-winning film, who has a name that is an anagram of Humbert Learns, a reference to the main character in the novel Lolita? So I just need the name of the film. Kevin Spacey plays the main character in which Oscar-winning film, who has a name that is an anagram of Humbert Learns, a reference to the main character in the novel Lolita. Lydia's written the anagram down for you, so you might be able to work that out. Not that you need to if you know the name of the film. So is everybody back to work yet? Well, we've still got people working from home. I know Lydia, my daughter's still working from home. And a good percentage of the population are still working from home. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Question number 8. Which singer died in a plane crash in 1967, just weeks before Sitting on the Dock of the Bay became his first UK top 10 hit single? That's a bit of bad timing, really, isn't it? So which singer died in a plane crash in 1967, just weeks before Sitting on the Dock of the Bay became his first UK top 10 hit single? Bit of a shame that, clearly. Never mind. Do you remember to take the first letters of each of your answers? They will be asked to rearrange them in a minute. Question number 9. Which confectionery company based in York trademarked the terms Kit Kat and Kit Kat back in 1911? They're spelled differently, that's all. So which confectionery company based in York trademarked the terms Kit Kat and Kit Kat back in 1911? Just a one-word answer after for that. And question number 10. The first letters of the first 9 answers can be arranged to spell what word? It's a single word. A word that is derived from Greek words meaning self and right. So the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell what word? A word that is derived from the Greek words meaning self and right. I will give you a minute to try and work that out. Not easy. It's a one-word answer, obviously, we're after. Round number 3 tonight, all your answers start with the same letters R and A to make it nice and easy for you. R and A. Question 7, Willie. There's a 2-word answer I'm after. 2-word answer for that film. But obviously you only need to take the first letter. Any other questions to help you along the way, gang? I'm not giving too many clues away for everybody. Right then. Have we had long enough? Does anybody need any longer? Are you finished, Angela? Not quite. Right, I'll give you another minute in that case. I'll give you exactly a minute to try and work it out. Just remember, after a 1-word answer, we want 1 in. I can't read it. Oh my video. Yeah, okay. 1 in that drawer. Liz, do you want to pass your mum a pen? Some in the drawer. Right, just 30 more seconds, then we'll get marking this round. Quick sweep. And then we'll get going. Right, here we go then. The spy film I wanted was called GoldenEye. GoldenEye is also the name of a species of duck. Number 2, the Shakespeare play I was after was Hamlet. So you needed to take a G followed by an H. Number 3, regarded as the patron protectress of various cities across Greece. Who was the Greek goddess of wisdom? Well, the cities gave it away, as in Athens, as in Athena. So well done if you worked that one out, Athena. Number 4, that song I was after was called Umbrella by Rihanna. Number 5, there are 3 countries in South America whose names start with a vowel. That's Argentina, Ecuador, and Uruguay. Number 6, born at the Bedrock Orthopedic Hospital. I was after the daughter Peebles, or Pebble. Number 7, I was after American Beauty. Humbert Learns is an anagram of Lester Burnham. Number 8 was Otis Redding, of course. Number 9, it was Roundtrees. It's after and find number 10. If you rearrange the first 9 answers, or the letters of the first 9 answers, you should have come up with the word autograph. Autograph. Well done if you worked that out. Apparently derived from the words meaning self and right. So autograph. Not quite so easy as it sounded, but never mind. Let's see how many of you have, we'll see how you've all fared in that round. So if you want to start whacking your scores down, we'll see how many 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s we may have. Sure, a few 4 marks there. Right then, Michelle has a total of 20.5 points. Well done, Michelle. We have Rich and Jen on 17. Well done them. Chili Williams on 22. Great score there, Chili. Carol Jackson, the Home Alone, 6 on 21 points. Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean, 10. Woohoo! Does that mean you got 10 plus your previous round? You need to put your total scores down, boys. Ian Miller on 18. Pick a Mixer on 18.5. Roger Griffiths is on 15. Martin Davis on 16.5. John O'Rourke, Famous 5, 21.5 points. Graham Giffords on 19. Nicky Bowers on 17.5. Harry Cage, Harry Julian Ian are on 17. We've got PRS on a very important, very respectable 23 points. Mick Roberts is on 20.5. We've got Gaz and Bean on 18. Andrew Lewis is on 14. Helen Steve Valentine are on 19.5. Sarah and the gang are on 21. Great score there. Mike Yates is on 15.5. Vanessa's on 15. Wooly Chewbacca, he's on a fantastic 17 and split the difference on 22 points. So it's all pretty close there. Top scores at the moment, 23 for PRS. I haven't at the moment seen Quizzy Rascal's score, presumably. They're all thereabouts. Right then, round number 3 tonight. All the answers start with the letter S. Quizzy Rascals have sneaked in with 23 points there. So stay in the lead, joint lead with PRS. Right then, round number 2. All the answers start with the letters RA. RA, as in right ascension. Or what? Is this round number 3? Yeah, so it is. And just to help you all, they are all one-word answers. They're all one-word answers I'm after. So round number 3, here we go. What viral disease causes acute inflammation of the brain in humans and other warm-blooded animals? It is nearly always fatal and is still prevalent in parts of the Indian subcontinent. So remember, you're looking for a disease starting RA. So what viral disease causes acute inflammation of the brain in humans and other warm-blooded animals? It is nearly always fatal and it is still prevalent in parts of the Indian subcontinent. You can get an expensive vaccine for this, but it only kind of helps you for 24 hours. So why bother? Yeah. Question number 2. What name was given to a torture device consisting of a rectangular, usually wooden frame? The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained at the other end. It's a nasty piece of work, that is. So what name was given to a torture device consisting of a rectangular, usually wooden frame? The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained at the other end. Question number 3. The German inventor Christian Hulsmeyer was the first to use radio waves to detect the presence of distant metallic objects. This became the forerunner to what widely used modern acronym? I've got one in the bedroom. Oh, is that for the previous question, Chris? So we're on about this one. So question 3 again. The German inventor Christian Hülsmeyer was the first to use radio waves to detect the presence of distant metallic objects. This became the forerunner to what widely used modern acronym. Oh. Remember, these are all one-word answers, or one acronym now, 5 acronyms, whatever. Question number 4. What is the term for a monarchy or princely ruler in South and Southeastern Asia? We're gonna have what's his name on the belt now. Oh dear. So what is a term for a monarch or princely ruler in South and Southeastern Asia? Just a one-word answer I'm after. What's that? Yeah, I did put the omelette in actually, Robin, but never mind. Lydia managed to copy it correctly. Nice to see it done professionally, as always. We wouldn't expect any more, would you? Question number 5. What can be calculated using the mathematical formula circumference over 2 pi? So question number 5 again. What can be calculated using the mathematical formula circumference over 2 pi? I've kind of written that down because my computer can't do mathematical symbols. I've got some of them missing. I've managed to survive without uppercase keys for quite a while on my keyboard. Because you have 2 number keypads, so I can use the one on the right, but it hasn't got some of the symbols. But never mind. Question number 6, starting with an RA, remember? Question number 6. What is the common name of the plant Senecio jacobea? It is not usually a significant problem in gardens, but its poisonous qualities can make it a serious wild flower of fields grazed by horses or cattle. So question 6 again, what is the common name for the plant Senecio jacobea? It is not usually a significant problem in gardens, but its poisonous qualities can make it a serious wildflower of fields grazed by horses or cattle. What's that? It is if we eat enough of it. You've got to eat it. What's that? Yeah. Question number 7. It's a capital city. You might guess which one. Which capital city served as one of the many ports in North Africa for the Barbary pirates, who were particularly active from the 16th through to the 18th centuries? So question 7, which capital city served as one of the many ports in North Africa for the Barbary pirates, who were particularly active from the 16th through to the 18th century? What's that? You did have a very late night last night. Question number 8, nice easy one. Which grooming instrument has been identified from many Bronze Age cultures? They were made of bronze or obsidian and were generally oval in shape. The first modern versions were made in Sheffield in England. Just one word answer. So which grooming instrument has been identified from many Bronze Age cultures? They were made of bronze or obsidian and were generally oval in shape. The first modern versions were made in Sheffield, England? What's wrong? You yawning, you two? Oh dear, they're falling asleep here. Right, must brighten it up a bit and see how they're all doing, but never mind. Question number 9. What is a chemical element with the atomic number 88? It was discovered by Marie Curie, who subsequently was awarded the Nobel Chemistry Prize in 1911. So question 9 again. What is a chemical element with the atomic number 88, which was discovered by Marie Curie, who subsequently was awarded the Nobel Chemistry Prize in 1911? And finally, question number 10. In this RA round, what is the first name of the American fashion designer, philanthropist, and business executive who started his own company selling men's ties in 1967? I only need his first name. So what is the first name of the American fashion designer, philanthropist, and business executive who started his own company selling men's ties in 1967? What's that? No, I've got the light here. And the light's here. I've moved it. My wife's trying to switch a light on that I've moved. But never mind. Yeah, dear. Nice one here, like that. Right then, everybody. It was pretty straightforward that round, wasn't it? It's one of those you either know me or don't, I suppose, but not particularly testing, surely. More wordy than testing, but never mind. So let's go through the answers to round number 3. You got all yours in, Ange? Yep. Right. I expect most teams to have got those in. The kind of thing you'll either get them or you won't, I suppose, but never mind. Question number 1, here we go. That viral disease I was after was called rabies. Number 2 was better known as the rack, of course, which apparently is in Chris's bedroom, but never mind. Question number 3, I wanted radar, of course. Question number 4 is a Raja. Number 5, what can be calculated using the mathematical formula? Circumference over 2 pi, that's radius, or the radius. Number 6, that poisonous wildflower is better known as ragwort. Ragwort, there's plenty of it about at the moment, seen it everywhere. Number 7 was, of course, that capital city called Rabat. Number 8 was a razor. Number 9, she found the chemical element radium, which has got the atomic number 88. And finally, number 10, it was Ralph, as in Ralph Lauren I was after. Ralph apparently started his own company selling men's ties back in 1967. He's done very well for himself, hasn't he? Right, let's have some scores in, see how we're fared after that. After that dead easy round, I'm expecting some good scores, but never mind. Yeah, football's on tonight. I think Liverpool are playing Chelsea in a very important game. It's only really important for Manchester United, to be fair. But that's about all. Right, Chilly Willy's on a fantastic 32 points. Andrew Lewis and the gang from Yelverstoft 24. We've got Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 31. Michelle's on 30.5. We've got Graham Gifford on 29. Famous Fiver on 31.5 points. Roger Gillis on 25. Harry Julian Ian on 27. Martin Davis 26.5. Mick Roberts is on 30.5. PRS are on 33. Good round there. Thank Evans, Rich and Jenner on 27. Home Alone are on 30. Split the difference on 32. Mike Yates is on 25.5. Nicky Barris 27.5. Peckham Mix on 27.5. We've got Quizzy Rascals on 33. Helen and Steve Valentine 28.5. Woody Chewbacca's on 25. Vanessa is on 21 points. The Booby Pryor girls are on 22.5. Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean are on 26. Alex Brown's on 27.5 points. Are we any more scores to come in there, or are we all done in that round? So at the moment, Ian Miller's on 27 as well. So at the moment, we've got Split Difference on 32. PRS are on 33. We've also got the Busy Rascals on 33. The Famous Five are on 31.5. Our friends from Worcester on 31 points. Sarah Michel's on 30.5. Famous Five, 31.5. Nick Roberts on 30.5. And Carol Jackson on 30. So some pretty good scores there. There's some teams, 2 teams haven't dropped a point yet. And most everybody else at the top there's only dropped 1 or 2 at best. So here we go, round number 4. A rhyming round where the last syllable of each answer rhymes with each other answer, in the same answer, in a different answer in the same rounds. So they all rhyme with each other. So question number 1, pretty straightforward. The Harrier, developed by UK manufacturer Hawker Siddeley in the 1960s, was informally referred to as what? So the Harrier, developed by the UK manufacturer Hawker Siddeley in the 1960s, was informally referred to as what? I'm just after a 2-word answer. Well, maybe a 3-word answer. Well, maybe a 4-word answer, I suppose. You'll get the idea. Remember, the answer to question number 2 must rhyme with the last syllable of that one. So here we go then. Question number 2, what name is given to a long, thin loaf of French bread that is commonly made from basic lean dough? It is distinguishable by its length and crisp crust. Not that I particularly like them, but they're all right. What name is given to a long, thin loaf of French bread that is commonly made from basic lean dough? It is distinguishable by its length and crisp crust. Used to get those in London when I was at college. That's going back a few years, I know, but you'd have a whole one filled with bacon. And they made a good meal at 11 o'clock at night or whenever we came back from the pub. Question number 3. Which model of car manufactured by Chevrolet has been in production since 1953 and is now in its 7th series? Well, that might not be quite up to date, because I was reading a bit about an electric one the other day. So, which model of car manufactured by Chevrolet has been in production since 1953 and is now in its 7th series? It's a 1-word answer I'm after. Question number 4. This is a 2-word answer. What it was known as, really, but never mind. What was a magnetic tape recording format first released by Philips in 1962 and becoming increasingly popular until the release of compact disc in the 1980s and their final demise, or its final demise, in the early 1990s? So question 4 again. What was a magnetic tape recording format first released by Philips in 1962 and becoming increasingly popular until the release of the compact disc in the 1980s and its final demise in the early 1990s? Question number 5 is an old woodworking tool. I don't know whether they still use them today. I remember my old man had one in his toolbox, but never mind. What name is given to a hand tool for drilling small holes, mainly in wood, without splitting? It was defined as having a steel shaft, a cross handle at one end, and a worm or screw at the other. So question 5 again. What name is given to a hand tool for drilling small holes, mainly in wood, without splitting? It was defined as having a steel shaft, a cross handle at one end, and a worm or screw at the other. I don't know if it was made for drilling holes, but it was definitely made for making holes, that's for sure. Normally starter holes, as I recall. Question number 6, pretty straightforward. What name is given to a group of 5 people playing music or singing together? So what name is given to a group of 5 people playing music or singing together? Playing instruments together, whatever. I do remember all the last syllables have got to rhyme, just about. Question number 7. Native to South America, what are a New World monkey species found living in the upper canopy of forest trees and feeding on insects, fruit, and leaves? Just a one-word answer. So, native to South America, what are a New World monkey species found living in the upper canopy of forest trees and feeding on insects, fruit, and leaves? Question number 8, very straightforward this one. What name is given to an image represented as a solid shape of a single colour, usually black, its edges matching the outline of the subject? So question 8 again, what name is given to an image represented as a solid shape of a single colour, which is usually black, its edges matching the outline of that object? Yeah, there's nothing too testing in any of these, really. Never mind. It'll keep the scores close. So question 9, what is a knife, sword, or spiked-shaped weapon designed to fit on the end of a muzzle of a rifle, musket, or similar firearm, allowing it to be used as a spear? It's just a one-word answer. So what is a knife, sword, or spike-shaped weapon designed to fit on the end of the muzzle of a rifle, musket, or single firearm, allowing it to be used as a spear? Must have been pretty grim in battle with those damn things about. Never mind. And finally, question number 10. What name is given to a slender tower, typically part of a mosque, with a balcony from which a muezzin calls Muslims to prayer? So question 10 again. What name is given to a slender tower, typically part of a mosque, with a balcony from which a muezzin calls Muslims to prayer? Do you remember that's just a single word answer? So they're all one word answers. No, they're not, with the exception of number 4 and number 1. Never mind. They're all right. They're nearly all one word answers, but not all of them. Oh dear. Right then, are we ready to do some marking? I think we're pretty much ready, aren't we? Because, as I say, with the rhyming ones, they're pretty straightforward, really. So here we go then. Question number 1, the Harrier, developed by Hawker Siddeley, was better known as the jump jet, or the Orca jump jet. Orca city jump jet. Or just jump jet. That's all I wanted. Number 2 was a baguette. A baguette, that's French bread. Number 3 was the Corvette, produced by Chevrolet. Number 4 was the compact cassette, of course, as in your cassette decks, the compact cassette. Well done if you got that. Number 5 was tricky. That's better known as a gimlet. A gimlet. So easy. Number 6 was a quintet. Number 7, those monkeys were better known as marmosets. Marmosets. Number 8 was a silhouette. Number 9, of course, was a bayonet. And finally, number 10, I was after a minaret. A minaret, that tall, thin tower. Have you ever been to an Islamic country and listened to them wailing at 4 or 5 in the morning and the pillow's not thick enough? Yeah, or you could live in Rugby over the road from Chris, I suppose. Right then, Chilly Willy straight in with a score of a 9, which is a very good score. 41 points, well played, Chilly Willy. Sarah's on 40 points. Well played, Sarah and the gang. Only dropping 3 points so far. That's some great scores coming in so far. Right, what else have we got? Andrew Lewis is on 33. Graham Gifford's on 39. Michelle's on 39.5. We've got Roger Griffiths on 35. Nicky Bowers on 37.5. Willie Chewbacca, 34 points. PRS, still to drop a point on 43 points. Mike Yates is on 34.5. Home Alone are on 39. We've got John O'Rourke and the Famous Five on 40.5 points. Jackie Skip and the Beaver Growers Girls are on 30.5. We've got Rich and Jen on 36. Mick Roberts on 35.5. Martin Davis is on 35.5. Ian Miller's on 35. Gaz and Bean, Gareth Williams on 34. Helen and Steve Valentine on 36.5. Martin Davis is on 35.5. He's already given me that, never mind. Alex Brown's on 35.5. Becca Mitchell on 35.5. Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals are on 42 points. Harry Cage, Harry Julian Ian are on 36. Mick Roberts is on 38. Didn't I already have that? 38.5 points. Chris Mead, split difference on 41 points. Vanessa's on 27. And Liverpool are 3-1 up, apparently. Excellent. Good. That's what I like to see. Well played, Liverpool. Right then. Well, they've got to put on a display. They've been presented the Premier League trophy tonight, I think, after the game. So we have at the moment split the difference on 41. The Quizzy Rascals are on 42. We have the Famous Five on 40.5. PRS at the moment in the lead on 43. Michelle's on 39.5. And Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 40 points. So there's only 3 points again between the top 7 or 8 teams. So round number 5. These are all 2-word answers. 2-word answers. Maybe all the rounds tonight are a bit wordy, but never mind. At least you can score plenty of points on them. So 2-word answers starting D and C. So the first word starts with the letter D. Second word obviously starts with the letter C. D, C. So eyes down, look in. Pretty straightforward, this one. In early 1836, who took part in the Texas Revolution and was killed at the Battle of the Alamo in March of that year? So in early 1836, who took part in the Texas Revolution and was killed at the Battle of the Alamo in March of that year? Remember, just a 2-word answer starting D and C. Question number 2. Born Vito Andolini in Palermo in Sicily, who is a fictional character in Mario Puzo's novel, The Godfather. So question 2 again. Born Vito Andolini in Palermo, Sicily, who is a fictional character in Mario Puzo's novel, The Godfather. Great films. If you've never seen it, you need to start from the beginning and watch the lot. We need to move it on to the next one. Question number 3. What is the common name of the 8th novel by Charles Dickens, which was first published in 1850? Altering a few of the letters there for us all, but never mind. So what are we all up to tomorrow then? How many of us are back to work? What are we doing tomorrow? Oh yes, we've got my granddaughters. Oh dear God. Now we're in trouble. Just when you've had an easy week and then you get your granddaughter for 4 hours. Enough to kill most people, I tell you. 5 hours, 6 hours then. Question number 4. Remember, we're looking for DCs. Who ran on a Eurosceptic platform in his first bid to enter Parliament in Stratford in 1997, but was defeated by David Kidney of the Labour Party? It's an interesting name, never heard of it. So, who ran on a Eurosceptic platform in his first bid to enter Parliament in Stratford in 1997, but was defeated by David Kidney of the Labour Party? Shame he wasn't defeated on a second time, but never mind. Question number 5, you'll just have to go with the question. It's a bit of a daft question. I tried rewording it a number of times and it doesn't work, but never mind. You'll get the idea. Just put the very straightforward, simple answer down for this one. Question number 5. Generally, from the species Bos taurus, what farm animals are bred for their ability to produce large quantities of milk? Now, you're looking for a DC, not for a C. So generally from the species Bos taurus, what farm animals are bred for their ability to produce large quantities of milk? I'm looking for a 2-word answer there. Can't just put 1 word down and get away with it. Just make you think of it, that's all. That was a bit of a crap question, but never mind. Question number 6, a bit more interesting. What in the world of cricket can be a ball that bounces multiple times before reaching the batsman, or is also the name of one of the largest conventional bombs ever developed? I think they were developed by the USA, of course. So question 6 again. What in the game of cricket can be a ball that bounces multiple times before reaching the batsman, or is also the name of one of the world's largest conventional bombs? Question number 7. I'm sure we've all had this at one time or another. Having very high cocoa percentages, what is produced by simply adding fat and sugar to cocoa? So question 7, having very high cocoa percentages, what is produced by simply adding fat and sugar to cocoa? Question number 8 is for all you engineers or people interested in old cars. What can be at the top or the bottom and is related to the position of a crankshaft in a combustion engine? So question 8 again, what can be at the top or the bottom and is related to the position of a crankshaft in a combustion engine? Remember, it's 2-word answer starting D and C. Question number 9. This was a difficult one to pronounce. How to go to pronunciation school for this one. Amanita phalloides is a common yet deadly poisonous toadstool, but by what two-word name is it commonly known? So question 9 again. Amanita phalloides is a common yet deadly poisonous toadstool, but by what two-word name is it commonly known? Apparently it's particularly sneaky, this, because it gives you a bad tummy. And then that kind of wears off and you think you're over it, and 2 days later you get liver and kidney failure. Dear God, you nearly always die. Oh my God, what's that? Flock of pigeons going past, look at that. Sorry. And finally, question number 10, another car question. Now fitted to just about all vehicles, what was first patented by Frederick William Lanchester in his Birmingham factory in 1902 and first used successfully on Lanchester cars? There's an interesting one. So question 10 again, now fitted to just about all vehicles. What was first patented by Frederick William Lanchester in his Birmingham factory in 1902 and first used successfully on Lanchester cars? I think you'll find just about every car has these fitted now. Right. Do remember all your answers. Should be two-word answers starting with a D and a B. There's a couple there that might catch you out, but have a think about them and see whether you can get. You got all yours in, Ange? Almost. Right, I'll give you a minute in that case to get them in, see what you can do. If anybody needs a little bit longer, just let me know. Martin Davis, and there was me expecting the question, what kind of solar panels do you like? I was said today, Martin, I was just looking on my solar panel generation. Yeah, well, yes, direct current. I know what you're after. Yeah, DC, they do. 1,000 volts DC or something. What? It's what? Oh, Christ, it is. Why have I got that wrong? Ah, the last. My daughter just pointed out a technical error. The answer to number 10 is not a DC at all. It's a DB. Sorry. Don't ask. I didn't make these questions up. Well, I did actually, but never mind. I must have gone completely off track. So just go over this again. Question number 10. Two-word answer starting D and B. As in not a C. Sorry about that. Oh dear God. Never mind. That's embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Yeah, boy. I did worse things at sea. Not many, but I did. Ooh. I will give you a bit longer for that, as I completely mocked that up. So, Martin, what did your not dust caps? No, you're all right. What did your system generate today, then, Martin? Anything exciting? I don't know. I'll just have a look. Martin's just talking about solar generation. Yes, he's got solar panels on his house. Oh yes. Oh yes. Right, Martin, I'll give you another minute to work these out then. You ready to go? Oh, well, it wasn't bad today. 37.2 kilowatts today. That's not bad. Right then, let's go through the answers to round number, whatever it was, 5, the DC round. We started off. The Battle of the Alamo, of course, was Davy Crockett. A lowly 12.2. What have I got? 37.2. Now I've got what? Yeah, even so, it's enough to challenge your car. Question number 2 was Don Corleone. Don Corleone. Number 3, I was after David Copperfield. Number 4, I was after David Cameron, of course. Number 5 was tricky. That I put farm animals. I was after dairy cattle. Well, if you managed to work that one out, dairy cattle, not Daisy the cow or whatever else. I've got dairy cattle down, so we'll only accept a full mark for that. Number 6, Daisy Cutter. Number 7 was Dark Chocolate. Number 8 was Dead Center. Dead Center in a combustion engine. Number 9, better known as the Death Cap. And final number 10 were Disc Brakes. God knows where I got DC from in that one. Yes, going back to the dairy cattle, I will accept a dairy cow, okay? Yeah, all right, I'll accept that for football. I think that's close enough. Is the quiz over? Am I too late? You're nearly too late. We've got just one round left, which you're more than welcome to come and join us in. Do feel free to come and join us and see how you fared just on the last round, which is just a general knowledge round. And here come the points in from the previous 5 rounds. So we've got Sarah doing very well from Worcester on 49 points. Martin Davis on 45.5. We got Michelle Gibbons on 48.5. We've got the famous 5 on 50.5 points. Graham Gibbons on 48. We've got Pigamix on 44.5 points. Chilly Willie doing very well on his own on 50 points. Nicky Bowers on 45.5. We've got Mick Roberts, 47.5. Alex Brown on 43.5. Willie Chewbacca's also 43.5 bars, as is Roger Griffiths, all on 43.5 points. Come on, lads, you can have a little challenge between you there. Quizzy Rascals are on 52 points. Helen and Steve Valentine, 44.5 points. Gaz and Bean on 42 points, doing very well at the moment. And Andrew Lewis on 40 points. Home Alone, 6 are on 48 points. Mike Yates is on 43.5. PRS are on 52 points. Ian Miller's on 42 points. AD, the lovely one. Oh, thank Christ for that. I am in, right. Vanessa's on 33 points. Jackie Skip, the movie prize girls, are also on 37.5 points. And Rich and Jenna on 42 points. What's that? The lovely one. Is the quiz over? Am I too late? No, jump on the car. That's fine. And Split the Difference are on 41. Time for the pear-shaped round. Yes, 51 points. So we have at the moment, we have Split the Difference on 51 points with PRS on 52 points. We have the Quizzy Rascals on 52 points. We've got Chilly Willy on 50 points, the famous 5 on 50.5 points. So if anybody else is there or thereabouts, we've got a couple on 49 as well. So it's very, very close call because the last round is a stinker tonight. This may sort a few teams out. I'm not expecting anybody to score 10 out of 10. You might be able to, but you might not be able to. Right, question number 1 is one of my silly anagrams, which I expect you to find a number of things in. So here we go. Laser chafing in Panama. So you need to write this down. You'll see it in the you'll see it down in the chat column in a minute. Laser chafing in Panama is your anagram tonight. And the clue is 4 countries that the prime meridian goes through. So 4 countries that the prime meridian goes through. Lydia will just write that down for you. Laser, L-A-S-E-R, chafing, C-H-A-F-I-N-G, in Panama. P-A-N-A-M-A. So you need to decipher 4 countries. There's not many, to be fair. A lot of them, of course. A lot of sea around the prime meridian. Or ocean. And a lot of Antarctica, but that's not in there. You're close to that. Right, question number 2. You can leave somebody in your team trying to work that anagram out. I'm after 4 countries that goes through the prime meridian. Once you work a couple out, it gets a lot easier. So question number 2, chiefly associated with the Knights Hospitaller. How many points do you find on a Maltese cross? I'll give you the choice. Is it 4, 6, or 8? So question 2 again, chiefly associated with the Knights Hospitaller. How many points do you find on a Maltese cross? I'll give you the choice. Is it 4, 6, or 8? Now, the Maltese cross has changed in shape, but it's still got the same number of points, and you'll be pleased to know. These are hard, Nick. Well, I've only given you one. You don't know, they might all be dead easy from now on, eh? Question number 3, this is a tough one, but some people will get this, especially if you're bike riders. What is an American multinational technology company founded by Gary Burrell and Min Kao in 1989 and is based in Switzerland? It is famous for its Edge series of satellite navigation devices. So one-word answer I'm after. So what is an American multinational technology company founded by Gary Burrell and Min Kao in 1989 and is based in Switzerland? It is famous for its Edge series of satellite navigation devices. Wait, you're swearing at the predictive text. It's not easy when you're trying to send team members different things because the predictive text is a pain in the ass sometimes. Never mind. Right, question number 4. Listen carefully. The spring equinox is known as the first point of Aries. The autumnal equinox, 6 months later, is also known as the first point of what other zodiacal constellation? It's not that hard, you just got to think 6 months later. So the spring equinox is known as the first point of Aries. The autumnal equinox, 6 months later, is also known as the first point of which other zodiacal constellation? I suppose it helps if you know when Aries is. Spring equinox. That just needs a little bit of rational thinking. You'll get there. Come on, Sarah, you should be jumping up and down on the settee now, getting the team riled, making sure they know what they're doing. Question number 5. In Edward Lear's famous poem, how much did the Owl and the Pussycat pay for their wedding ring? So question 5 again. In Edward Lear's famous poem, how much did the Owl and the Pussycat pay for their wedding ring? It's about the same price as I paid for mine, I suppose. Well, for the wives. Ha 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 ha. I'm dyslexic and you give me a 4-word anagram. I'm dyslexic too. Just write it all down. Write it all down, Ian, and cross out the countries you've got. You must have some countries. Remember, it starts in London, so it's got to go somewhere. What's that? Oh, BBC Sports. Who's beat now? BBC Sports notification. West Bromwich Albion promoted to the Premier League. Wow, that's a first. Question number 6. The Cod Wars were a series of confrontations between the United Kingdom and which other European country? That's a good one. That takes me back. So the Cod Wars were a series of confrontations between the United Kingdom and which other European country? I can see us having Cod Wars Part 2 come 5 years' time. But never mind. Yes, not the easiest last round. I'll be the first to say that, but never mind. Question number 7. In a standard pack of playing cards, what do the queens all hold in their hands? So question 7 again. In a standard pack of playing cards, what do the queens all hold in their hands? Oh, actually, I could do with a bit of fizzy beer. No, just to top mine, it's a bit flat. Question number 8. This is an interesting one as well, but never mind. Question number 8. Name any one of the 6 towns in England that boast a cathedral yet are not afforded city status. That's a good question. So name any one of the 6 towns in England that boast a cathedral yet are not afforded city status. Now, if you're giving up the will to live because this is a too difficult round, this one, never mind. It's going to sort a few teams out, I'm sure. And you never mind, somebody coming up on the rails might just sneak you. Well, it might do. Question number 9. A pony is Cockney rhyming slang for what amount of money? The name originally referred to an animal found on an Indian banknote, apparently. Ian Miller says, I hate one town, Alex Brown. You must know the answer to that then. So a pony is Cockney rhyming slang for what amount of money? The name originally referred to an animal found on an Indian banknote, apparently. I couldn't find an awful lot that proved that point, but it seemed quite rational. And finally, question number 10, just to see the evening off. Ken Clark, Vince Cable, Alistair Campbell, and Nick Clegg all attended which famous British university? So question 10 again. Ken Clark, Vince Cable, Alistair Campbell, and Nick Clegg all attended which famous British university? Sounds a bit liberal to me. Well, right, there are 10 very tricky questions. Well, there's a couple of easy ones, but the rest weren't. Keep working on your anagram at the beginning. Ian Miller, have you managed to work your 4 countries out yet? I will give you half a point for 3. I'll be very generous. That's laser chafing in Panama. That was your anagram tonight. 4 countries that all lie on the prime meridian. That's the meridian that goes through Greenwich, just in case anybody's not north to south. Question number 2, chiefly associated with the Knights Hospitaller. How many points do you find on a Maltese cross? Number 3 was the American multinational technology company that are famous for its Edge series of satellite navigation devices. Number 4, spring equinox is known as the first point of Aries. What is the autumnal equinox known as 6 months later? Number 5, how much did the Owl and the Pussycat pay for their wedding ring? Number 6, the Cod Wars were a series of confrontations between the UK and which other European country? Number 7, in a standard pack of play cards, what do the queens all hold in their hands? Number 8, name any one of the 6 towns in England that boast a cathedral, yet are not afforded city status. Number 9, a pony is Cockney rhyming slang for what amount of money the name originated from an animal found on an Indian banknote. And finally, question number 10 was Kenneth Clark, Vince Cable, Alistair Campbell and Nick Clegg all attended which famous British university? Right, I'm going to give you exactly, I think, a minute. I've been dwelling on it a little while. Just put the timer on. So, how are you doing, Ange? Well, at least I've got answers, so that's a good start, especially with the anagram at the beginning. Good. Good. This quiz is really hard, says Aid. Well, the other rounds were easy, Aid. You did come at the last round, which is particularly tricky, but never mind. There are quizzes for easy people, and then there's quizzes not quite so easy. But we've got some very good teams, Aid, that take part, and it is difficult to split them sometimes. Oh, wife's moaning again. Gets too difficult, even if they score, even if they get 98% of the questions right, it's still wrong, but never mind. Right then, here we go. That's your minute up. So let's go back to the beginning. Just 8 anagrams. That's fair enough, eh? Oh, not either, Ian. Right then, laser chafing in Panama is your anagram tonight. 4 countries that the prime meridian goes through. Well, as you go south from England, you go through France, that's one of them, Spain, if you take those 2 out, then you end up with Mali, which is another one, and finally Ghana before it disappears into the ocean. So France, Spain, Mali, and Ghana. There were obviously more, but never mind. Question number 2, chiefly associated with the Knights Hospitaller. How many points do you find on a Maltese cross? That is 8. 8 points on the Maltese cross. The American multinational technology company based in Switzerland, which makes Edge series of navigation devices, mostly for walking or cycling, are called Garmin. Garmin. Well done if you got that. That wasn't easy. Number 4, you could have worked out if the first point of Aries basically is in March, 6 months later, you should end up, of course, with the first point of Libra. The first point of Libra. So well done if you got that. It's the point at which the sun passes from the north to the south of the celestial equator. Just for those that don't know, but never mind. In Edward Lear's famous poem, how much did the Owl and the Pussycat pay for the wedding ring? That was 1 shilling. 1 shilling. Cod Wars, of course, was fought between the United Kingdom and Iceland. Number 7, in a standard pack of playing cards, what do the queens hold in their hands? They all hold flowers. Although I did try doing some research today, and I can't find where that came from, but never mind. Number 8, name any one of the 6 towns in England that boast a cathedral. Now, it's something I don't think I would have got this. I might have had a guess, but never mind. Blackburn, Brecon, Bury St Edmunds, Guildford, Rochester, and Southall. So any one of those towns, Blackburn, Brecon, Bury St Edmunds, Guildford, Rochester, or the Southall. They all apparently have a cathedral, or in the case of Southall, a minster. But then none of them are cities, apparently. Number 9, a pony, of course, refers to £25. Came from the 25 rupee note, apparently, that the British troops brought back from India. And finally, number 10, Ken Clark, Vince Cable, Alistair Campbell, and Nick Clegg all attended Cambridge University. Cambridge University. You're right. How long has Brecon been in England? You are quite, Robin. You are quite right. I perhaps should have put 6 towns of England. No, you're quite right. Never mind. Well, you could have gone for that as a wild card, but never mind. Okay, Breccon's in Wales, I know. Brecon Beacons are in Wales, that's for sure. Sorry about that one, lads. There's always Chilly Willie and Robin that point me out, don't they? Never mind. Right, we've got Rich and Jen on 51 points. Sarah the gang on 56. That's a very good score. Very good score tonight, Sarah. Let's see how fair we do. We've got Andrew Lewis on 47. Nicky Bowes on 52.5. Michelle's on 56.5. Roger Griffiths 48.5. Graham Gibbons on 55. Martin Davis 52.5. Could do better. Alex Brown's on 50.5. Paul Lewis says Shrewsbury. Oh well. Ian Miller bombed on 48. John O'Rourke, famous 5 on 58.5. That's a good score. Gareth Williams, Gaz and Bean on 45. We've got PRS on 61 points. That's a cracking score. Chilly Willie on 56. Well done, Chilly. Woody Chewbacca on 50.5. We've got Helen and Steve on 52.5. We've got Harry Cage. Oh dear, Harry Julian in on 50 points. Quizzy Rascals are on 61 points. Mike Yates on 48. We've got Pigger Mix on 50.5. Carol Jackson Home Alone on 55.5. We've got Jackie Skip the Booby Prize Girls on 44.5. Split the Difference are also on 61 points. So at the moment, Vanessa, well played, Vanessa, on 38 points. Yeah, that was a difficult round, that last one, but never mind. Well played, Vanessa. Hope you've enjoyed it all tonight, and not too taxing for all the brains, but never mind. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm sure we will. We've had plenty of beer now, so it can only get better before we know. Good night, Rich and Jen. Hope. And yeah, thanks, Roy. Thanks, Chilly. Thanks, Vanessa. And AD. We got 8 in the last round. Well, there we have it. It wasn't that difficult then, surely. Well done, AD. You would have found a lot easier. Now, do remember, we do a quiz every Sunday night as well. Sunday nights seem to be a little bit more popular than the Wednesday night. I don't know what it is about the weekend, but it is. Sorry about 1 or 2 incorrect answers tonight. Disc brakes. Supposed to start with DC. And Brecon, being in obviously Wales and a few other things. But never mind. It's never good fun unless we make mistakes and what the hell. And this isn't University Challenge after all, but never mind. Crikey, that last round was hard. Never mind. It was hard, wasn't it, Carol? Never mind. You did well. You would have got Cod Wars and a few others. A pony. But never mind. Thanks, everybody, anyway. We might see you, hopefully, on Sunday evening, where a few more teams will be joining us. So it does appear that we have a tie for first place tonight. So 3 teams. We have split the difference on 61 points. Well done, them. Matthew Blood and PRS on 61 points. And the Quizzy Rascals also on 61 points. So I will have to work out who comes basically 4th after that little lot. Never mind. Very well done, everybody. I think Famous 5 were there or thereabouts on 58.5 points. That's anybody else. So it's a bit tricky going up and down, but never mind. Thanks, everybody, anyway, for taking part tonight. Hope it wasn't too boring and too taxing, because it was a little taxing. Well, the last round was trying to sort people out, basically. So, anyway, good night, everybody, and thank you for taking part. And we will look forward to seeing you, even Robin Miller with a tricky anagram on Sunday night. So we'll look forward to seeing you all then. Good night, all, and thank you very much for taking part. See you again. Cheers. Right. So, in that stream.